Krishna is the greatest prankster. How he will prank people. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came also, he was the greatest prankster. So this is one perspective in explained with relation with Murari Gupta. Murari Vaishye Gupte Ihara Hrudaye Yeteke Murari Gupta Nama Yogya Haye. So why is Chaitanya, who is Nimai Pandit, and Murari Gupta in their childhood days when they were studying under their teacher? So one day, Nimai, as he was playing in a transcendental prank, he was on the street along with other children. He was covered with dust from top to bottom. And Ye Duli Dushar Hemagiri Kalebar Anugata Bayasya Sohite. Only way he could be recognized is by his golden complexion, that he is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Or else his body was covered with full dust from bottom to top. So children were all playing and there was a fight and they were enjoying immensely. They did not care what happened to their clothes, which had already fallen off long ago. They were bathed in perspiration, dirt, and they were engrossed in their boys' play. At that time, Murari Gupta, who is a scholarly boy, who is like Ramudu Manchi Baludu, he is like a pakka teacher's boy, teacher student, who doesn't go even one step away from the teacher's instruction. He was passing by a very serious student and he was surrounded by his admiring friends. In class already 2 batches will be there. One, अच्छा बच्चा जिसके साथ उसका फ्रेंड्स रहता है, और एक बिगड़ा बच्चा जिसके साथ अपना फ्रेंड्स रहता है. 2 बैच रहता है. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was that naughty boy and Murari Gupta is that good boy. So there was some discussion going on. They were all asking doubts and Murari Gupta was explaining to them. So when little Nimai saw this, he quietly followed Murari. Murari Gupta also knew that Nimai was following him. He ignored him. The best way to treat somebody, restless person, is to ignore him. This is Murari Gupta's principle. So he calmly continued his explanation on the finer aspects of jnana, philosophy. So seeing this, Nimai told they're all very naughty and they all started laughing. And not only Nimai friends, even Murari Gupta's friends started laughing to how Nimai Pandit was handling all these things and all. So Lochan Das Thakur, he explains this. So Murari could not ignore Nimai anymore. Actually, he was a personality of very peaceful temperament. He thought this boy, the son of Aunt Sachi, has crossed all his limits of decency. So Murari lost his temper and he started scolding. Son of Purandar Mishra is a trouble to everyone. Who has ever spoken nicely about him? Wherever you go, you hear his glory. Moreover, what a name they have kept him, Nimai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very angry when he heard Murari speak in that way. So whenever Lord becomes angry, it is a blessing upon the devotee. It's a part of his leela to show his mercy. So Nimai also growled at Murari. He knitted his eyebrows and said, I will show you for all your so-called oratory skills. Just you wait and watch in lunchtime. I will teach you such a lesson you will never forget. So Murari felt uneasy in his mind. He knew Nimai, whatever he says, he is famous for whatever he will do. So for his naughty, mischievous pranks, so he was thinking, Lord only knows what he is going to do today. But he forgot about the incident. He went home, he took bath and he dressed himself and he sat ready to honor his lunch. He immediately remembered what happened in the day, that Nimai had given a warning, your lunch time, see what will happen. So Murari could not believe it, that Vishwambar was there at the doorstep. His beautiful form was shown in the golden form. He had a smile. Tabe se Gaura Hari ki karo boli, sei kane hoilo upanito, tarashta nai ho tumi, ekane achiyami, bojan karaho, bani boilo. Murari said, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's all right. Don't worry. I am standing here. You eat peacefully. Vishwambara said. Murari had a relief and he continued to eat quietly. Then can you imagine what? He went there near the plate and he susued into the plate. Boriyo mutmutilo, he urinated all over his plate. Murari was shocked, dumbfounded. He immediately said, Ki boli chichi, utila se Murari. He said, what is this? And he cried in disbelief. Nimai started clapping his hands and he started, Karatali diya bole ghora, he said to Murari. You dare to describe the path of bhakti and profound the glories of Jnana Yoga? And look at you, you move your head and hands as if you are a great Pandit when actually you are a biggest fool. He started scolding him. Because Murari was propagating Jnana Yoga, so Nimai was scolding him. You are supposed to preach bhakti and you are thinking as if you are Panditaha, but you are preaching all nonsense topics. Then Lord commanded Murari, abandon all your paths of jnana and karma and simply immerse yourself in Krishna bhajana. Krishna is the supreme of all the rasas. He is expert in all the arts and the fountainhead of all charm and eternally blissful. Then Nimai peacefully left the area and returned home, revealing the essence of love of Godhead to his eternal associate Murari. Murari became ecstatic. He was in almost like lost consciousness. Slowly he started recollecting what had happened and he understood the philosophy. Then he came to the house of Murari. Murari ran to the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Vishwambar. There he saw Vishwambar as a small boy playing in the lap of Mother Sachi and his father Jagannath Mishra, and both of them are trying to kiss him. So Murari then ran to Advaita Prabhu and started praising to him, narrated everything, whatever happened. Lord Advaita became ecstatic. He said, Iha suni dvijamani, hunkara kore dvamani, puloke purilo sabanga. His eyes were brimmed with tears and he roared in joy. He called out, as the Supreme Lord finally answered my fervent prayers, as the day of deliverance arrived, he held Murari in a right embrace. The whole perspective is, the Lord is also trying to communicate to the perspective, do not run behind this karma and jnana, which are, they will not lead us towards devotional service, they will not take us back home, back to Godhead. The whole perspective is to engage in the sincere devotional service of the Lord. And sometimes in a way, see, this is the entire perspective is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's leela is the reciprocation, because the devotees have satisfied the Lord. And these are like transcendental pranks which attract our consciousness so that we become hooked onto the pastimes of the Lord with his eternal devotees. So this is the perspective. So when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see that by satisfying the Lord reciprocates to the devotees' feelings and he gives us an opportunity to release all these transcendental pastimes.